I'll be reacting to Shaman King 2021, episode 52. And I'll be starting off my reaction in 1, 0, go. Oh boy. You know, when their faces. It really does elevate the mood here a little bit more. Damn, that thing is a fucking giant. I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It's a world of imagination. You can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. Oh boy. The thing is, though, they're in a world where imagination counts for a lot, so I wouldn't say that Yo and the others' odds of doing something is 0%. I'm assuming this analogy, our boy is, How is the universe, and Yo and company are the Earth. Oh, fuck. I kind of like this how they already establish the not just the stakes of the fight, but also what they gotta be keeping in mind of too while they're fighting out. And you know, this is something beautiful because we rarely get to see our boys work together like this in unison. And to their credit, Studio Bridge is actually doing a dang fantastic job of animating the episode. It looks like they saved the budget for this episode and the previous one from an animation standpoint. I love when they're talking to Yo as if he's had Earth for like the longest time. That's fucking adorable. And his reaction to that was a great comedy. Oh. Well, yeah, they're in fucking space. Maybe he can throw some meteors towards how? Anything? Exactly. Asteroids. Now, that's actually pretty smart. Black hole. I'm assuming that's where it's leading to. Oh, shit. I thought for a second he was going to go, oh. I thought for a second it was like a black hole to absorb everyone's soul inside of it. Yeah, but I think it just to rip their shirts off. And if I've seen enough anime, I know for a fact that whenever characters lose their shirts, they usually get exponentially stronger. Oh boy. The sounds of that. Oh, now is it the black hole? Yeah. Now I'm on the money this time. And that finally, they're actually making this fight against Howl actually feel substantial. This is the type of stuff I've been waiting for from this final arc. A bit late, but better late than never. Man! And this is what I dig, because even though House should be the strongest being, I love how they're using the power of thoughts to... Oh. I mean, finally, about to get for like 40-something episodes since he did anything? Again, better late than never. It still isn't going to save Monster from being an absolutely, for the most part, worthless character throughout the series. Hey, I mean, at least they give him something to do, which is better than nothing. Oh, it's nice to see Foster's wife there. Oh. Hey, I don't think Yo would mind one bit seeing his family in this specific moment. I mean, oh, it's so nice seeing him down over Ren. Oh, that's fucking adorable. I wasn't expecting that kind of reaction from Jun. Yeah, the bear? Ah, it's nice to get to see his friends again. Oh man, that's looking adorable. At least Sirius pops, maybe. Oh, it is! Yes! All right! Woo! Finally! Fucking finally! That's touching right there. I think them showing up is going to reduce the odds of them being erased. And I like the messenger too. Messaging that love can do a lot. Whoa! That seems more than just simple brotherly love there for a second. Oh yeah, can't forget about the X-Laws. You know what, cheesy? But since it's Shaman King, this actually fits. They actually fit. Dude, do these two even need screen time? I mean, they're not even relevant. I mean, who could say no to that offering of love from someone like Jane? Like, who could say no to that? You know, he's got a point. That's kind of a. Yo, I just love the way I look fucking triggered. Aw, but this is fucking adorable. Oh. Oh, no. Oh. That's a lot of growth for Howl there. Because that's the first time he ever took an action of delaying his own ambition or plans just to help out someone else. Well, on screen anyway. I'm coming to Howl. Damn! know, that's a damn good point. For all we know, how it could be the type that. What, Mata Mute or someone else? Oh. I can see why to get it mixed up with a Z, though. Okay, finally. At least we're getting a little bit more insight into how, at the very least. I mean, better late than never. Oh. Oh, that's kind of sad. At least now we know why Al always had that bit of edge in himself. The way it implies that his mother was slaughtered. I mean, ain't wrong about that. Oh. And I like how he's not even completely denying that. Ah. Yeah, the kids. I don't think they mind one bit of Anna doing what she did. And yeah, considering the fact that he can't mind read. Oh fuck! Oh. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's for the best that Hal lost that power. Oh, okay. That explains a lot. I actually would like to see how a bit where Hal at least talks with his mother a bit on screen. You know, that scene would have had more weight if we would have seen Yo complete his training with the super demons. Oh, okay. This is actually sweet seeing how talk. This is really the first time we've actually ever heard Amir talk gently. Hana Asako, wait. Wait, what? We're not gonna see Hal talk with his mother? What the fuck? That felt rushed. And saying that, I mean, it is cool that we got a time skip. It's just that literally the content, like the first 14 minutes, should have been like had 10 extra minutes to expand upon, and then this time skip stuff should have had its own episode. I'm gonna guess that kid is the kid of Anna and Yo, though. Okay, that kid definitely has more of honest personality. All right, good, because lately, Brandon, this series has disappointed me. Save for this episode. This episode's been good, but for the most part, this series has been disappointing with its pacing lately. It's nice to get to see Alicia and Choco all older, too. It's Sororo we're talking about. Yeah, the only one that's properly dressed up is Lysiaga, and that's about it. I wonder what Ren looks like. Oh, that's rich. Ren. Can't be anyone else but. Oh, you're looking adorable. I'm gonna guess going by the way the kid looks. Oh, I'm assuming he married Jean with the way the kid looks, because it has the same hair color and same eyes. Damn, I really wanted to hear him say it though, who the mom is, but it has to be her though because it can't be anything else. Yeah, it can't be anyone else. Oh, that is adorable. Yeah, we've never actually seen him there before, actually. Hmm. All right, finally. I was getting worried for the series for a second. She's a beauty. Yeah, she kind of does look similar to Anna, actually. Especially with the eyes. Aw, man, I love her politeness. She's fucking cute. All right, good, good. I'm loving how she's going into full-on stern mode now. I love how Anna looks fucking cheeky. But that's fine. Everyone else just feels bad for Al. Because those are just those specific humans that killed. It's not like every human in the. Good! Fucking good! Oh. Sometimes the toughest route is to actually forgive. Aww. Yeah, that's a good message there. Man, Hal had an amazing mother. Well, yeah, Hal is the bigger brother by technicalities. I mean, their foolishness got them this far, though. But I think our boys are used to the hardships, though. Hopefully Ken change his opinion on that eventually. All right, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, he's earned the right to be Shaman King. All right. Honestly, that's a great scene. But you know what? What you can try to do is just make a difference with the small amount of people you can touch in life. Even though the world might be a bit too big. Kind of scary how have house stands. Oh. Yes! Grown up going on a woo! Okay, I'm definitely gonna comment what's either thumbnail, whether it should be Hana, or Yo, or Anna. Ah. Whoa! That's what he gets for being late. Aww. A damn shame we never got to see Yo actually talk with his father on screen, though. That's the only thing that's kind of a shame. Gotta admit, I'm liking the comedic vibes, though. Okay, at least Monta's trying to make a difference in his own way. Damn, he dressed up for the he suited up for the occasion. How? Oh, wait. Yeah, I had a feeling it was him. It kind of looked like him. Oh, Matsumon. Oh, okay, that's so fucking sweet. Well, they actually stuck. Well, Studio Bridge, y'all did a good job y'all did a great job with this last episode. The series is still majorly flawed, though. Just because this last episode was fan fucking tastic. Oh yeah, I definitely heard about that. I'm gonna react to that from Brandon, definitely. What I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna give my review on the last episode. Then I'll give my overall review for the series, and then I'll review the trailer. Which, if you're wondering, I'm gonna give the last episode positive marks. I'm gonna give the series negative marks. So I'm gonna first start out with the positives, and then I'll hammer in the negatives, because even though this series did land its last episode amazingly, it's not gonna make up for the fact, Brendan, that that Studio Bridge fucked up the final arc, because it's like this final arc only had 2 good episodes, and that's it, which is the last episode and Marco's death episode, which was pretty much the start of the arc, and the last bit of the arc was great, but it doesn't make up for the fact that they botched up Silva's fight. They've botched up all character relationships, because this series, like what? So now it's telling. Oh, okay, now it's over. So now it's telling me that Jean and last week I made a joke, Brendan, that the female characters in this series existed only to be the cum buckets of a main male protagonist. But damn, I wasn't expecting for the series to literally do that. Because don't get me wrong, I don't mind that Ren ended up with Jean. But holy fuck, they should have shown some chemistry between these 2 characters before they had a kid, though. Holy fuck! But first, let me just start out with the positives, though, and then I'll lay on to the negatives, because I'm assuming that's what y'all are waiting for, to just see me haymake on this series, which I'll do that when I review the series. But first, I'm going to talk about why I love this episode, because this final episode was fantastic. For one, it resolved everything gracefully. We get to see how, I wouldn't say defeated, but I love how his mother was the one that made Hao see some logic. That was nice. And giving him the message that, yeah, in life there's anger, there's love, there's a variety of things, but that's what makes humans humans. And that's something I love, especially when she says to forgive yourself, to save yourself. That's a great message, because, yeah, sometimes people can get angry, they can get vengeful, and that can cause a lot of toxicity, because there is a saying that goes, if everyone goes for an eye, then the whole world's going to be blind. And that saying really does hold true, because if the only thing you're thinking about is revenge, it's going to make your personality sort of toxic. So that's the positive message I like, where it's like, yeah, it's best just to forgive, because if you do that, you save yourself. And you do in a way, because if you forgive yourself and you forgive others, you do prevent yourself from doing crazy things that cause other people pain and cause yourself pain. And aside from the positive messaging in this episode, I love the comedy and heart that was into. Like, the episode is absolutely hilarious. Especially seeing Hana, Yo's child. I fucking love Hana. Hana's freaking cool. And it's just so satisfying because unlike the other relationship, Anna and Yo's relationship did have build-up. I mean, Hao got off easily, but I don't mind it too much, Ghost Staff, because considering Hao's abilities, he was able to fix a lot of the things that he did end up breaking in the series. He did kill lots of people, but the thing is, though, he's the Shaman King. He has all the power. Like, the series established early on that he was going to win, so that's why he got off easily. And plus, he learned from his mistakes. He learned from the fact that, yeah, he shouldn't have such a hard line stance. So, yeah, he did. I could see someone argue he got off easily, but he is the Shaman King, though. And the thing about this series is, if you're the Shaman King, you're going to have a lot of power. So I don't mind how they handled Hao. My bigger issue is how they handled other things, but I actually like what they did with Hao. And aside from all of this, I did like the fact scene that we got to see Ren's child and also Anna and Yo's child. I thought those bits were satisfying. Yeah, I know. They announced the sequel. I'm definitely going to react to the trailer once I'm done giving this last episode review. And aside from this episode handling right, yeah, Anime News Network. But like I said, though, I'm going to react to all that once I finish off my review on the last episode and my series overview. Because these come first, the series overview and the episode review. But yeah, I'll react to that trailer in the same video, though. So stick around because I'm going to react to that trailer. I'm definitely going to react to it. And yeah. And that's why I thought, for the most part, the run in this episode was great. Even the final fight truly did feel like a final fight. They give a significant amount of time towards their battle against Hao. And I love how during this fight, they won, not just through the imagination and the support of the others. They won also due to Apache willing to sacrifice herself to be close to Hao. And I love how Hao hesitated at the end because she didn't want to see her get sucked by a black hole. And I thought it was really good. Seeing as how that was the way to defeat Hao. Pretty much just first fighting him a bit, but then talking it out, and then having his mother have a conversation with him. I thought that was the best way Hao could have went down, considering Hao's strength. It wouldn't have made narrative sense for him to be out-muscled or outmatched from a strength standpoint against everyone else. Yeah, that the hero was the black hole. I should have said it was Opacho for willing to sacrifice herself just to be close to Hao. So that's why I thought the run-in for the episode was fantastic. I love how this episode even gave the others a choice of whether they want to stay or they want to go back to the actual world. That was pretty cool. I love how this series had a realistic ending where it's like, yeah, you're not going to be able to resolve every problem in the world. There's always going to be problems. It doesn't matter which era, but the best you can do as a human is just try your best against dealing with those obstacles hurled towards you in life. So that's why I thought the writing in this episode was really competently done. Now, would I wish this episode would have had its event split into 2 episodes? Hell yeah, I would have. I felt like the first 14 minutes could have been its own episode with an extra 10 minutes, and I felt like the last 10 minutes could have been its own episode with an extra 14 minutes. That would have been even more ideal. But considering what the series did, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. And plus, the animation was absolutely, utterly freaking beautiful, which is something I can't say a lot about when it comes to Studio Bridge. And that explains why when it comes to the first few Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush episodes, while they weren't as well animated as the last few episodes of 7s, I mean, they're still better animated in the first few episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. That explains why the budget's been restrained, because they literally Bridge saved their money for the last 2 episodes of Shaman King 2021. So I'll give praise where praise is due. And also, Reason why I give the episode 9 out of 10 is because there was a lot to unpack from a character standpoint. Yeah, pretty much. It seems like they cut the budget for this episode alone because this episode was fucking glorious. This episode and then second to last, because second to last episode also had a really high quality animation. And I love the personalities. I love Hana, how you can tell Hana took in a lot of Anna's personality traits with how Hana was just gung-ho about hitting things. I thought that was kind of funny. It was adorable. I like how with Ren you can tell how mature he is. I even love how you can tell the kid that he's got is super mature too. That's fucking adorable. Aside from all this, I gotta say, it was nice getting to see payoff, seeing Anna and Yo as a happy family. That was so fucking cute. It was nice seeing Hao's mother and giving him the message that he really shouldn't be pursuing revenge. I thought that was cool. And I even love that touch with seeing Masamune at the end. Yeah, his voice actor is great. Masamune at the end with Hao. It really is a nice way of capping off the series. And how Yo openly referred to Hao as a big brother. That was fucking adorable. So the character dynamics in this last episode were done well, at least for the major players. And even though Manta isn't a good character, at least he did something in this last episode, which is better than nothing. And the voice acting was amazing. Music was great. And that's why I got to give this episode a 9 out of 10. Oh, but the series, oh boy. I got a lot of things to say about this series. Now, if I had to rate this series on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'm going to give the Shaman King 2021 series a 4.75 out of 10. Just a bit below average, and let me explain why. Even though, yes, this series did its final episode amazingly, that's not going to make up for the fact that this series fucked up so many times. I mean, that's cool that they put something, and I was about to get to that, Brendan. Yeah, you actually read my mind. I was about to get to that. Now, Studio Bridge, they fucked up in a few ways in this series. No, they fucked up in a lot of ways. Let's just be real. For one, I'm not even going to start touching on the final arc yet. Let me start out with the first arc of the series. Now, the first arc in the series was enjoyable. My issue with it was every single time there was a fight, it looked like dog shit. So instead of thinking, oh man, this is so immersive seeing the fights, it's like, oh man, they don't know how to animate for shit. But what carried the first few episodes was the fact that they had good jokes and comedy. And the positives of the first arc of the series was they actually made Monta felt useful. They actually made him useful. And I liked that. That was really damn fucking cool. So the first arc of the series, I enjoyed it. But then it started to show a few cracks when they went to the Ren arc, where that arc felt, how should I say it? It felt a bit at a place when you had like all these minor fights that didn't really mean much. But then it got interesting when you saw them face Hao's father. So overall, I'd say the first arc was enjoyable. Then when it gets to the tournament stuff, that's when it gets a little bit more interesting, to its credit. Again, a bit of uneven pacing here and there, but for the most part, it was enjoyable. But good lord, the Studio Bridge fuck up the final arc so fucking badly. Holy cow. Considering the fact that the series built up Silva for so many fucking weeks, to have his fight settled in less than 2 minutes was fucking pathetic. And then the Patch Tribe members, they were built up as the hottest shit. This is where Studio Bridge fucked up. And then making the tournament arc, the first few rounds, have so many fucking episodes, they fucked up the Patch Tribe members. What they should have done in this series is shorten up the minor fights of the tournament to make these final fights against the Patch Tribe members a lot longer. Hell, Silva himself deserved a full episode. He deserved more than just 2 minutes. And same with the announcer guy. His fight deserved way more than just a few minutes. He was pretty important too. You know? It's like in this final arc, the only one that really got a great fight was just Hao. That's it. That's the only guy that got a legitimately well-done fight from start to finish that was well-paced. But everyone else was fucked over. So considering the fact that they botched up the final arc quite a bit, That's why I'm gotta give the series overall negative marks. And plus, as much as I did enjoy the first arc of the series, it did have some weaknesses. It did fall into the cliches of the type of shit you'd see in normal anime, of like Anna being a bit too abrasive. Like when she first hit Monta the first time he was introduced, I'm like, come on now, Studio Bridge. A lot of anime do this, and you're resorting to like cliche jokes. Or even sometimes this series can have ill-timed humor, like when a series is really serious sometimes with a scene, and then you have some kind of like ill-timed joke. I'm not saying the series did it all the time, but when it did it, it kind of lowered the intensity levels. And then also the priorities of the series. Like this series will spend time of showing these two characters that are unimportant have a fucking marriage proposal and that kind of bullshit, but they don't have enough time to show things like a full episode of how it was passed. I'm like, come the fuck on, Studio Bridge. If you're going to prioritize something, at least choose something to prioritize. And then that's not even to get started on the fucked up dynamics between Yo and his parents. Throughout the fucking series, I never saw Yo have a single conversation with his mother and father. I'm like, for a series that emphasized the family dynamic, they sure didn't really do a good job of emphasizing the type of bond he had with his parents. I mean, that was cool that he added the pitch for his next work. I mean, that's pretty cool. That explains why you had Han on the last episode. But those are the things that really started my thoughts on the series. And not just that, but even though there was some good characters in the series, like Yo, I thought he was a damn good character. I loved him. Exactly. Studio Bridge is just lazy, Brendan. Because that's no, yeah, you're right. Because you have other anime companies like Toei. Toei made the Hadler versus Dai fight a classic because in the manga, that shit was short. How versus Yo. In the anime, they made it into a long epic that made me cry in its finale with how honorable the defeat of Hadler was. They turned something in the manga that was short and made it into a classical fight. This series should have done what Toei did with Dragon Quest Adventure Die. Make a short fight, make it long, emotional. I'm not saying make it to the point that will make me to tears because that'd have been fucking difficult. But that's what Toei did with Dragon Quest Adventure Die because they're passionate about that series. Studio Bridge wasn't passionate about the series. You can tell Studio Bridge was doing this series for the fucking paycheck. That's what they're fucking doing this series for the paycheck. But yeah, it's a damn shame things went down. Yeah, Monta didn't really do much. And here's another thing about this series, too. I don't think the series was good. I enjoyed bits of it, but it wasn't good. It could have been good if it was better paced, but it wasn't good. Like, even... And here's the thing. I even like Ren as a character, too. I like how he had a stance of openly murdering people, but then he realized that was wrong, and he stopped and doing unnecessary killing. I love Ren's growth. He was a dynamic character in this series. So, great job on Ren. I love Chocolove. I love how it showed you how he was serious in the past, but eventually became more playful when he realized how toxic anger can be. So I love his arc. I love Lycera's arc where he was able to let go of anger and hatred. Ironically enough, it was Yo that drew me to this show, Ghost Tab. I also thought, aside from all of those characters, I like Totoro, actually. I love seeing the type of trauma that he went through in his past. Yeah, he actually really is like Chibi Vegeta, actually. So I loved him. And I liked Anna. Even though Anna was a bitch to start with, I love how she had the best of intentions at R, like when she was training up Yo. I wish they would have shown us more training sequences, but I liked Anna as a character. I wouldn't say love, but I liked her as a character. She fit, and I thought her bond with Yo was something special. So those are the characters that this... Oh, and Hal was absolutely amazing. Even though we didn't get to see his flashback animated in large extents, they did a great job of making you understand his character, why he was the way he is, and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, I don't blame people for being drawn through the series because of Ren. Ren was a fun character, and his voice actor was amazing. Like, his voice actor was absolutely fucking badass. And yeah, that's honestly one of my favorite characters. The Azarian Levolia arc was pretty good, actually. Yeah, Hal was actually one of the best anime villains. Is he the best? No, but he's one of the best because Here's something I like about the series. Hal was actually able to pull off what he wanted. He got to become Shaman King. So in a roundabout way, Hal was actually truly a main character of the series, actually, considering it's the title that he's got. So I even love that Hal twist. Pretty much. Yeah, Ghost have, it does seem like a guy who would be willingly doing weed the whole day and be fine with it. But yeah, that's what I thought about Hal. He was amazing. It was nice seeing why he had anger, how he dealt with it. I love seeing his arc going from someone savage to eventually lining up in the last episode when he sees his mother. That was really cool. So I love the growth for Hal, and I love how he had mercy and making sure that nothing happened to Apostle at the end of the series. Yeah, but it's more realistic that the different ages goes to, because sometimes when people have a kid, they sometimes have it at different times. It's more realistic than the approach that Boruto took, where by some miracle, all the children in Boruto are the same age. So I actually don't mind the age gap. It feels pretty realistic, actually, if you ask me. So that's why I really did dig those characters in particular. And saying that, though, there were a lot of characters that were flawed, though, in this series. Monta was a fucking joke. The dude was a fucking gag. Jean was there just to be the bearer of Ren's child, pretty much Ren's cum bucket. That's the only reason why she existed, because we never really got to see her have any dynamics with Ren. And every single time she revived people, it happened off screen. It's like, way to go, series. That's a great job of making me care about the female characters. And even though I liked Anna as a character, the reason why I don't say I love her is because we never really got to see Anna do things on screen. And that one bit that they had a chance of showing Anna do shit on screen, her fight against Hal was off screen. So it's like, come on, series. How are you going to make me respect these female characters if we don't really see them do much of anything on screen? You're right, her casket is a bucket. Pretty much. Jean only existed there just to give Ren a child. That's her only purpose. Sati, she was just there just to exist. We never really got to see much of Zati's personality, so they fucked her up. And then Jun was a waste. Of all the characters, they could have had Jun be useful by having her join one of the teams in the Shaman King fight, but instead they also had her as a nothing character. Considering she's Ren's sister, it's disappointing that they didn't do much with her at all. So that's my issue with this series. It's like the female characters were just mostly nothing burgers, save for Anna. But everyone else was like a nothing burger if we're talking about female characters. Pretty much. She was just there just to cheerlead. You're right. Perfect. And speaking of which, it's a damn shame. From episodes 1 through 52, we never got to see Yo have a single conversation with his parents. At least we got to see Ren talk with his parents. We never got to see that with Yo. So that's another big shame about this series, too, that I'm not going to forget. And then Ryo was kind of a freaking joke. I'm like, come on. He was with the crew for most of the series, but I just couldn't take that man seriously. Oh, yeah, you're right. Monta was also another cheerleader. You're right about that. And that's why, even though this series had good characters, for the most part, they fucked up with its side characters badly. And this goes back to the script portion of my review. I have to add that in them skipping the training arcs, they do skip a lot of growth, because it's like, since we don't see our characters be pushed through adversity during the training sequences, whenever they get a power-up, it's like, oh, okay, they have a power-up. It doesn't make me feel excited. It doesn't make me feel like it's earned. I'm like, oh, so it happens off screen? Whoop-de-fucking-do. How am I going to feel accomplishment for the characters if we don't see them earn their keep on screen? That's another issue with the series. Kuwabara was an actually good character, though. Ryo is not a good character at all. If anything, he was a discount Kuwabara. Poor man's Kuwabara. That's what he was. If I'm being honest. Pretty much. They definitely didn't run out of ideas in this series. And more like they just rushed to do things. And that's my issue with this series. It's like every single time there's something positive, there's always something fucking negative to accompany it. That's why, even though I loved the main characters of the series, the side characters were fucked over. And even though there were some arcs I liked about this series, them botching the final arc and them kind of fucking up the pacing of some of the middle arcs of the series really did hamper my love for the series, because I did love some of the first few episodes of the series, and even some of the middle ones too. But once the series went into like the 40s, it fell off a fucking cliff, because aside from skipping training arcs, having unresolved fights, having bad female characters, and all that kind of jazz, another thing that was damning too when it comes to the series, aside from like the bad fights, it was just like the way this series didn't know how to control its tone. It's like, holy cow. Sometimes you'd have something super serious, and then the tone would fucking go away because it's either someone would be instantly defeated or the problem would be resolved. And even the way this series made death a joke, because this series tries to make you feel like death is so substantial. It's like, oh gosh, if someone dies, we need to use a lot of 3DQ to revive someone. Well, it's like, this series fucked up too in making death a joke, because it's like every single time Hiroto or Ren died in this last arc, it's like, oh yeah, they'll just revive off screen. It's like, at the very least, if you're going to have characters die, at least show a revival scene so that we can see the person doing the reviving struggle and sweat, and maybe even get a character's thoughts on the moment they get revived. But the series can't even do that properly when it comes to revival. And that's the thing when it comes to series introducing the revival mechanics. Once they introduce revival mechanics, there's no coming back, and it does make death an inconvenience instead of something substantial, instead of something grandiose. That's another issue with the series too, that's damning towards it. Really damning towards it. I don't mind Chocolobe's look that much when he was young or older. Kind of did feel like the Matrix trilogy of anime, actually. True. Kind of felt like it became a little bit too Dragon Ball style. And I don't mean that in the best possible way. And that's why, even though there were bits I enjoyed about this series, I can't give this series a positive score, because I would be pretty much ignoring all the flaws that the series had from start to finish. And unfortunately, the series had more problems than positives. And also, here's my grade on the animation quality. I'm going to give the animation quality a C-. Studio Bridge, for the most part, fucked up. Because there was a stretch maybe in like the 30s to the early 40s that they tried, and they definitely did try in the last two episodes, but it's like, I can't even recommend this series as a fun action series either to anyone, because it's like, they can't even get action right, which is supposed to be Studio Bridge's job, because they're an animation studio. Like, holy fuck. Even in the first few episodes of the series, when they were showing out the battles, they even fucked those up, because even though, holy fuck, even though the fights were well paced earlier, they couldn't do justice by making them look visually intriguing and all. And that's the biggest shame too. Like, this series, like, literally Shaman King had all the tools to be one of the best anime I've ever seen in my life. This anime had the tools. It had the potential. That's the thing that saddens me the most. That's why I'm not even angry for this reaction like I wasn't reacting to episode 51. Because last week I already accepted the fact that this series, even if it stuck its landing, it still wasn't going to be a good series overall, because it had way too many poorly done episodes for me to even give it a positive rating. The only thing this last episode did, because going into this last episode, I was going to give this series a 4 out of 10 if they fucked up its last episode, but the last episode was great enough to the point where I was like, okay, you're going to at least get a 4.75 out of 10 at the very least, because I appreciate the effort from the last episode. But regardless of the fact, a series like this deserved better treatment than it got. It deserved way better treatment. Yo, Anna, Ren, How, they all, well, I can't say How, because How, all of his fights look beautiful. So I'm not going to even say How. His fights, literally, you can tell that the animators for Studio Bridge, they simp for How from start to finish. Not that I blame him. How was really one of the best anime villains I've ever seen, so I'm not going to blame him for simping for him, but for the most part, the effort put into the series visually, it was sad. It was fucking Sad. So that's why I gotta give it a C-. Artwork was at the very least consistent from start to finish, and the character designs were pretty great, but it doesn't make up for the fact that the animation quality was horrid. And considering this series is an action series, it was promoted as an action series. It's promoted as an action series on Netflix. All the trailers show nothing but action. The opening is action-packed. My anime list listed as an action series, considering that it couldn't get most of his action scenes done right, is a pretty damning thing. Which is sad. Hell, this series could have had the same pacing. If it would have just had beautiful looking action sequence, if literally every episode looked like episode 52 or at least episode 51, I would have at least given this series a 5.5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Because at least I could have said, well, yeah, maybe it was rushed, but at least it had Roll of Cool going for it. I can't even say this series had Roll of Cool going for it because it botched up most of his fights. So that's why I got to give the animation a C- overall. And I only give it as hot. I only give it something like a C- because literally the last two episodes in the late 30s and the early 40s did have some inspiring animation. It's just a shame it couldn't last like that from start to finish. Exactly. Like literally, if this series would have had great visuals on the tier of Demon Slayer, this could have been a 6 out of 10. If it would have been well paced, the final fights, the final arc, and if it would have established maybe relationship dynamics between Ren and Jean, like his future wife, throughout the series, instead of being like, oh yeah, they're just married, this series could have been a 9 out of 10 easily. Could have been a 9 out of 10 because the ending was great. So you can definitely tell there was some things to love about it. But the series just had way too many dang flaws, though, for me to even get a positive rating, unfortunately. Which is a damn shame because I really wanted to love this series. And there were moments where this series had moments of brilliance, but holy fuck, though. Unfortunately, there were more moments where I was disappointed. And also the voice acting in the series was also really fucking good too, to its credit. And the music. So that's why if I have to give it a rating of a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I gotta give it a 4.75 out of 10 for a bit below average. That's what I gotta do. Well, yeah. I actually like Hana's voice, but I can see why people wouldn't like it, so. I mean, I could see someone not liking it. But regardless, I like the voice. But again, I can see why someone wouldn't like it. But yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts on the series. This series had all the potential in the world. This series, if it would have been done right, could have been a 9 out of 10. Could have been 8.5 out of 10. Could have been. I watched it off of a non-official site because YouTube canal, if I mention where to watch the episode, YouTube is going to remove the video. So you're going to have to do a Google search because last time I mentioned where to watch an episode for an anime, YouTube removed my video. And they gave me a strike, a community guideline strike. And those give you 1 week bans of not being able to make content. And if you get 3 of those, the channel is dead. So you're going to have to find it on your own, through your own means because I can't mention where to watch it. Someone else can, like Ghost Tab and even Brandon, they can mention where to watch an episode. I can't do it myself, though, because YouTube will remove the video. So, yeah. Hope that answers your question. But if someone else mentions it, then they're allowed to. I just can't, though, because, again, YouTube rules. They won't let me mention where to watch an episode. Now, but yeah, these are my thoughts on the series and the final episode. Series was disappointing, and while there were things I liked about it, its flaws kept it from true greatness. And it's a damn shame, too, because if it wasn't for the flaws, the series would be absolutely phenomenal. Sadly, that's not the case, unfortunately. But without further delay, I'm going to be reacting to the Shaman King sequel trailer now. And for those of you that want to follow along, I'm going to post the link so I can react to it right now. Here's the link to the sequel trailer. And now I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, Go. Oh yeah, I'm pumped up for this. Hopefully they can handle it better. Oh, Arhana's grown. Yo! Arhana looks like a savage. Holy fuck! Yo, this looks fucking cool. Okay. You can definitely tell there's a lot of effort being put into that TV spot. Holy fuck. Well, I'm definitely going to be reacting to the sequel. I'm 95% going to react to the sequel, so. Yo, sign me the fuck up. I'll be ready to react to that whenever it does release. Hopefully it's, yeah, hopefully Shaman King Flowers will do it justice. Because, and I hope it isn't Studio Bridge, but knowing how it works, it's probably going to be Studio Bridge, though, because Studio Bridge is cheap to hire. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brandon and Ghost have evaded Studio Bridge, because Studio Bridge is a cheap studio. Netflix, like, they'll probably be one of the few studios that's willing to do this shit for the amount of, like, chump change of money that Netflix is offering. Because from what I've read, Netflix doesn't offer a lot of money to most anime productions. They just don't. But yeah. At least those are my thoughts. Pretty much, yeah, the bar's set low. Pretty much at this point, Shaman King Flowers, even being average, would be an accomplishment. That's how rock bottom my expectations are. They're just that rock bottom. Yeah, pretty much. They do pay for some shows, just not a lot. Like, naturally, Netflix does, when it's like a Studio Mir production, they pay money. And they do pay good money to some studios like Studio Wit, the studios that they do like. That's when they actually do bother paying. But say for situations like that, they usually don't pay a lot of money, though, Netflix. Well, they can just do it seasonal, Brandon. What I think they're going to do is they're probably going to animate all the current manga content, and then they're going to just wait for there to be more material, and then they're going to make it more episodes if it continues on making money. That's what they're going to do with Shaman King Flowers. That's pretty much how most anime productions handle things. So that's how they're going to handle it. They're going to handle it like a seasonal. Damn, that's kind of fucked up that Studio Mappa had to take loans. Holy fuck. Wait, what? Oh, what the fuck? Well, my expectations are rock bottom for the series now, Brandon. So pretty much no matter what. No wonder why the Shaman King fans talk shit about the author. Oh, okay, never mind. But okay, because I've been hearing that a lot of people talk shit about the manga author, because it's like people make a joke saying that the Shaman King author can't make an ending to save his life. That's the shit talking I hear. But if the magazine went bankrupt, that's not really his fault completely. Well, I mean, I guess hopefully the author can make an ending for the anime script and write one. Because if it ends incomplete, that's just going to be a major disappointment. No, then it's not unfinished then. That's true. It's cool that you can just go to different manga companies. That's fucking badass. Okay, then that's good. That's good. Okay. So that means that they're going to do, Brandon, is they'll probably do Flowers first, and then they'll do the Superstar, hopefully, once that's over. So that's some positive news for Shaman King. So, yeah. It looks like they're going to handle this series as a seasonal then. I mean, that's pretty much what you're describing, Brandon. It feels like a perfect opportunity for an anime company just to handle the series as a seasonal. That's pretty much, that just screams seasonal production completely perfectly. The only thing we gotta hope for, though, Brendan, is that it continues on making money. Because we know they'll make more Shaman King if they make money. Obviously, we know Shaman King 2021 made money because we're getting a sequel. So we gotta hope Flowers can make money so that at the very least we can get a sequel in the Superstar. That'd be fucking cool. But that's still good to hear, though. So hell yeah. But yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts on the final episode of the series, and also the trailer for the sequel series in general. But anyways, y'all, right before I go, though, let me just say thank you very much to Brendan, Ghost Tab, and YouTube canal. Thank you very much for commenting on the live chat. And also, I'd like to say thank you very much to everyone else for also watching my video. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe if you do not want to miss my reaction to the Shaman King Flowers series, because yes, I am 95% going to be reacting to that. And yeah, anyways, thank y'all so much for watching my video, and I hope y'all have a fun, great, safe day, and also night, everyone. Bye-bye.